If you're a roofer and know you can close more fucking deals, this is the video for you. Listen, first and foremost, you are going to have to change your mindset. With that, just shift it completely. You don't grow a company just by waiting for jobs and hoping something comes your way. You have to actively be looking for fucking homeowners that need their roof replaced. You have to actively be out there putting your company in front of homeowners, in front of houses that got hit by storms, hails, whatever the case may be. But you have to be out there. You will have to want it. Super simple. I know this sounds super cliche, but you will have to fucking want it. And a lot of you roofers don't fucking want it. My team hops on calls with like 30 roofers every single day, and I'd say 70-80% of them don't really want to scale their company. They're happy where they're at, right? So if all of these questions you answer with a yes, then you know you really fucking want it. Are you willing to work hard? With what I mean with this is, are you willing to put in more hours than you're putting in now? Are you willing to expand the mile radiuses you work with? Are you willing to go to the fucking next town to go get the jobs? Are you willing to spend less time with your friends? You know what I mean? Spend less time watching the NFL, watching whatever the fuck you watch, right? But put more work into the company. Work harder. This is your life, man. You know what I mean? The next one is, do I want to grow my company and be able to provide the life I want for my family? Listen, if you are already living your dream life, if your kid already goes to the school you want them to go, if your wife already has everything she wants to have, you have the house of your dreams, you have the car of your dreams, you have the truck of your dreams, if you have everything and there's no need to go higher, man, then chapeau, you're living the life. But if you still are not living the life of your dreams, then you have to work harder, right? So do I want to grow my company to be able to provide the life I want for my family? If the answer is yes, then go for it. The next one is just, am I willing to jump in the unknown ocean every now and then? What I mean with this is, you have to take risks in business, right? Business is about risk taking. And what I mean with risk is not just jumping into the Mariana Trench with no scuba diving gear and just diving in and getting eaten by a shark and being like, I took the risk. No, that's not fucking taking, that's being retarded. What I mean with taking the risk is actively looking for new leads, to get in front of homeowners, to close more deals, to train the sales reps better, to close at a higher conversion rate, right? And how do you do these? By testing things out. You test out the software, it doesn't work. Okay, I know that doesn't work. You test out Thumbtack, that doesn't work. You test out Angie's, that doesn't work. You test out Home Advisor, boom, maybe that works. Probably doesn't, because Angie's and Home Advisor are the same company. But you know what I mean, right? You have to test things out. You put a flyer out. You put your company's name on a truck. You go on a radio show. You know what I mean? You go out there, test things out, and I promise you, something is going to stick. You only need it to stick once, and you found a new lever for you to get more jobs. And last but not least, am I willing to get out of my comfort zone? As gay as this sounds, right? A lot of you are super comfortable with your life. You guys don't want to do any extra work. You guys are comfortable. You guys are just waiting for jobs to come in. And if they don't come in, you're like, oh, it's just a slow season. It's just a bad year, I guess. Man, a lot of you have been having bad years since fucking COVID. You know what I mean? It's time to change. I think the reason a lot of us don't really change like that is because we're in the blue collar space, right? We're blue collar workers. We fucking wake up every day early in the morning. We go out there, we do the labor. It's hard, you know what I mean? Mostly when it's fucking sunny outside. Trust me, a lot of people wouldn't be able to handle it. But we think because we're putting in that effort that we're already going out of our comfort zone. But if you do that every day, if you're in the boiling sun every day, putting on a roof, taking off shingles, putting them on, doing XYZ, that is your comfort zone already. This is something you're used to already. As bad as it sounds, as sad as it sounds, that is your comfort zone. You have to go out there and maybe do something you've never done before. You know what I mean? Do a YouTube video, instead of just having the normal basic website, I don't know, put a video of yourself on it, right? So you do something that your competition is not doing. Ask all your clients to leave you a Google review. A lot of you think that it's pathetic to ask a homeowner, hey, can you leave me a Google review? Because you guys are not shy. I know you guys are not shy. But when it comes to that point, I feel like you guys really are shy. A big man, you know what I mean, hopping in his truck, doesn't want to ask for a Google review. But man, that fucking Google review, one of them won't change anything. I'm telling you that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reviews won't change anything. Most of you only have 5 reviews on your Google page, right? And think you guys are doing something with that, when there's companies out there that have thousands. But if you ask 1, 2, 3, 4, after 2, 3 months, you will have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 reviews. And just that alone will change the entire trajectory of your company, because you're going to go from being a company that nobody knows except maybe your mom, your dad, and your 3 friends that give you referrals. You will be a local big company that is trustworthy, because people want to go with people they trust, right? People that don't scam other people, right? That don't upsell, that don't do XYZ, that don't do shitty labor, that don't answer quickly, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I know I get into it a lot, but like, because this sounds super simple, but a lot of you guys don't really want it, you know, and it's sad to see. If you are willing to put in the work and sacrifice, I'm telling you, the blue motherfucking Benjamins will be coming your way. And we all love them blue Benjamins. And these are just a couple things to keep in mind, right? You're not just a roofer. You're a running sales machine. Listen, if you're not good at sales, you could be the best roofer in the world. You're not getting shit done. Maybe just from referrals and everything, but you're not going to scale your company to a multi-million-dollar company. And man, listen, your number one job as the owner of the company is keeping the pipeline full and keep closing more deals. You know, if you're not doing that, if you're doing the day-to-day work, you're doing the labor as the business owner yourself, you're never going to have time to think of, hey, how can I keep my pipeline full? Okay, March has not been too good. How can I make sure that next month, April, I can fucking double my pipeline, because I don't want to keep going like that. You know what I mean? And listen, adapt with times, or you will be left behind doing more work. What I mean with that, a lot of you still run your companies as if it's the early 2000s, it's the 1900s. You know what I mean? Like, it's 2025, man. You know what I mean? You need social proof. You need a social brand for your company. People don't listen to ads anymore on radio channels. You know, people don't give a fuck about flyers anymore. You know what I mean? Like, yes, that helps. Definitely, don't get me wrong, that helps. But that's not the main part. People spend 10 hours a day on their phone. So why is your company not on their phone over and over and over and over again till you get that homeowner? You know, you need to think like a businessman. You're not just a blue collar worker. You need to think as a person that wants to get their business from the current situation to the next level and figure out the game plan, man. It's rocket science. You just have to sit down there and be like, okay, without giving myself excuses, because a lot of you give yourself excuses. How can I grow my company? How can I fix these obstacles that I've been facing for the last couple of months? Simple as that, boys. Now, moving on to slow and bad communication. What I mean with that is a lot of you guys answer the phone as if the client owes you money. But I get it, because a lot of you guys get sold over the phone. You guys get these spam calls. You guys get these cold calls. And that annoys you. You know what I mean? But that annoys you. You shouldn't bring that rage that brings into you to the client. You guys answer the homeowner like, hey, this is John from ABC Roofing. Like, why would a fucking homeowner want to listen to you like that? They already don't want to go through the process. They already don't want to go spending money on a roof. Like, they'd rather spend the money on a bag, on a TV, on their golf equipment, maybe going into an NFL match. But no, they're going to have to spend the money on the roof, right? So at least try to make it enjoyable for them, right? A lot of you answer like as if they owe you a fucking favor. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's just the truth. Like, try to answer the phone with good energy. Try to answer the phone as if it's your mom calling you, right? Or as if it's your dad calling you with good news. If you think of it like that it's your family calling you, or your best friend, or someone that makes you happy, and you answer the phone to every single homeowner like that, I promise you, you're going to close more deals. Listen, roofs are not a want, they are a need. Like I said before, people don't want to go through the process and let's spend money on it, right? So just make it easy and enjoyable for the fucking homeowner. And what I mean with that is is don't just give them the estimate over email and then wait for them to come back to you. You know what I mean? Be like, explain the entire process to them. Explain why they need their new roof. Explain why it's going to benefit them in the future. Explain why a small leak can cost them thousands in damage in the future if they don't get it repaired now. Because a lot of you tell me this every day. Like, yeah, no, I go out, I give the estimate, I tell them about it, I tell them why they need a new roof, what the damage is, but they tell me they want to do it in 2 months, in 3 months, in 4 months, that they're just not ready for it right now. It's not them. It's just they don't feel the urgency to do it right now. And that's on you. Like I said, you're not just a roofer, you're a salesman. You have to make the urgency come out of them. To do a little recap, just don't pick up the phone annoyed, stressed, or in a bad mood, because people feel the energy through the calls. As gay as that sounds, me saying that myself, I feel like a bit zesty right now. But listen, that is the truth. People feel energy through the phone. So just have fucking good energy. You're running a business. This is your baby, right? These are your clients that are going to make you money. They're going to grow your company, grow your reputation, make you be able to live the life of your want, buy your kid the toys he wants, your wife the bag she wants, you know what I mean? Or make her stop nagging, you know what I mean? Like, this is on you. You are the king of the house. You are the provider. So let's make it happen. And then going down is just not having like any systems or AI that contact homeowners if you miss their calls. The reason I'm saying this is because some of you don't even have a good voicemail recording. It's just, hey, this is John from ABC Roofing. Sorry, couldn't make your call. Just leave me your name and email and we'll get back to you. Listen, like, that's a voicemail from 40 years ago. Like, no one in 2025 that actually wants to run a good business has that type of fucking voicemail. And a lot of you don't even have a voicemail, which just for me is like, damn, like you really didn't put any thought behind wanting to grow the company, right? And another one is just, you guys don't pick up the phone quick enough. And the reason why is because I get it. You guys are on a roof. You guys are driving. You guys are talking to the crew. You guys are talking to the homeowner about XYZ problems they're having. The bin is maybe too full, XYZ. There's those millions of reasons why you guys are not picking up the phone. But at the end of the day, if a homeowner calls and you don't pick up, they're going to call someone else, right? So either have a team, have a system, have something to make sure that every time a homeowner calls, someone in your team is contacting them so they don't find another roofer. And following up on that point, right, with the automations in the team, have someone or an automation that sends reminders to the homeowners before you meet them, right? Send them pictures of jobs you've done in their neighborhood, right, or in their area. Like, make it so when you show up to the homeowner's house, they feel comfortable already. They feel like they're gonna go meet a friend that's gonna help them instead of as someone that just wants to sell them and make money. You know what I mean? And it's super easy. You guys might think like, oh, what is this AI systems? What is this, that, this? Like, how am I gonna get that? Listen, if you go on YouTube, it's gonna take you less than 1 day to figure everything out. I'm telling you, 1 fucking day for you to figure everything out. It's as simple as that. But a lot of you guys just procrastinate. That's a big thing, procrastination. But yeah, another one is just not following up with homeowners. Just some of you just wait and hope the job comes your way, right? Like, you guys give the estimate, you guys did the initial first step, and you guys are like, hey, if it closes, great. If it doesn't, like, I guess it was not meant to be. You know what I mean? That's not business, man. Like I said, you guys are sales reps. You guys need to follow up with them. You guys need to be like, hey, did you find anything? Is there anything I can help you out with? Do you want me to go back there? Do you want me to just, like, just make them feel nice? Like, hey, man, like, if you talk to them about a basketball game, an NFL game, you know what I mean, a UFC fight, when you follow up with them, be like, hey, man, did you see the new UFC fight? The Sean Strickland, like, beat his opponent. You know what I mean? Like, just small things like that. It's just going to help. And you guys are going to, I promise you guys are going to close a lot more deals if you do it that way. And last but not least is just, you guys are not able to connect with homeowners over the phone. Like, a lot of you are good in person. You guys know how to connect the homeowner in person. But over the phone, like I said, you guys just sound annoyed or grumpy or like you're having a bad day. So learn how to connect with people over the phone. There's 1,000 courses, videos on YouTube, on everywhere. You know what I mean? But improve. Like, don't think that you're the best salesman already. Like, keep the mindset of being a student and that you want to keep improving, right? If you're good at one thing, try to improve what you're bad at. I promise you, you guys are going to become better sales reps. You guys are going to become better business owners, and you guys are going to have a happier and more fulfilled life. I promise that. And now for the last one, I'm just going to give you guys a bit of tips that can help you win homeowners in person, right? For you guys to connect with them more and for them to pick you over someone that is able to give them a cheaper price. Because I know that's something you guys struggle with a lot. It's just people wanting to do it for the cheapest price. But I promise if you guys connect with them, they're going to pick you over someone that gives them $1,000 off, as an example. First of all is first impressions matter, right? Show up clean, confident, and on time. Smile, have a good eye contact with them. And this, most of you guys have already, a firm handshake, because all these things, they do go a long way with homeowners and just people in general, right? Second of all, match their energy, like mirror their tone and pace, right? If they're casual, be casual. If they're serious, you stay professional. If they're laid back, you be a bit more laid back as well. People buy from people they like. This is the number one sales quote in the world. But a lot of you forget that in your day-to-day, right? But just keep that in mind. And make them feel like they're in good hands, not just in a sales pitch. Promise you, that also goes a very long way. And ask before you pitch, right? This is another one, right? Start with, so like what's been like the biggest issue that you've noticed, or what made you reach out to us now, and not reach out to us like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and then when they're saying that, let them talk. Don't interrupt them. Don't just jump in the conversation. Let them talk. The more they speak, the more they trust you, right? Because they just feel like they're opening up to you. And a lot of other roofing companies don't do that. So if you were the one doing that, you're going to get the sale. You're going to get the clients, and when you get that client and you do all these steps and they actually like you, they are going to give you a referral. When you ask them to leave you a Google review, they are going to do it because they like you. They want to help you because you've helped them, right? And tip 4 is just use simple visual language. Don't overcomplicate roofing terms, you know what I mean? Just keep it simple. People don't want to go through the process of replacing the roof in the first place. So just make it as smooth and easy as possible, right? Bring photos, diagrams, and just show the damage on your tablet, phone, make it like a cool PowerPoint project, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna improve their house. If you do it like that, I promise, the process is gonna be better for them, for you, and it's gonna be a win-win situation, which is what we want, right? We want everyone to win and be happy. And tip 5 is just empathy closes deals, man. As simple as this is, it's just acknowledge concerns. Like, be like, I get it. No one wants to deal with roofing issues, right? And then XYZ, there's millions of things. You guys are not dumb. You guys know how to sell. Like, you guys just want to skip. What I've realized, let me say this. Let me jump in here. Is you guys skip steps because you guys do this all the time, and most of the jobs don't close, right? You guys jump steps. Let's say there's 10 steps to closing the homeowner. And because you've done the 10 steps so many times and 80% of the times or 50% or 30% of the times they don't close, you feel like sometimes you read the homeowner already and then you start skipping steps. But one thing what happens when you skip steps is the entire foundation falls down, right? Because you're never supposed to skip steps. That's a small one there. And then reassure them, right? Like, be like, that's why we make this process as quick and painless as possible. If they have kids, be like, hey, while we're doing the roof, like, we're not going to bother your kids. They can still invite their friends over. They can do X, Y, Z if that's the case, right? Let's say, because a lot of you guys don't just do roofs. You guys do siding. You guys do a bunch of other things, right? So reassure them that whatever you guys are doing is not going to cause them trouble and pain, right? And then end strong. This is the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, is end strong. Summarize what they told you and what you'll do for them. Give them clear next steps, the quote, the timeline, and when you're going to get the inspection and when the roof is going to be done, right? Keep everything simple, and with that, you will be closing more deals. So if you like this video, just leave a thumbs up. If you want to get free value like this, subscribe to our channel, Brand Connect. If you want to join our free community filled with roofers that want to grow their companies, want to help other roofers out, then click the link below in the description. And yeah, keep fucking killing it, boys. All right, go out there, close more deals, make your family proud.